sells a baby for the incorrect disposal of seeds. It delays the cycle of income generation and the harm in nature and people's lives.
But what really solves a problem? We at Handicrafts facility see opportunity. How? By directing
Lives through açaí seeds. The increase of production during the year will help solve the problem of seasonality. This is how the Açaí Econômico 1700 program was born, in partnership with community involving 3 projects. The first is Mudaí, a project focused on the production of açaí seedlings, which uses the B2C business model to sell seedlings, generate income, and ensuring the culture of the conservation of native species. Its objective is to reforest areas hurt by deforestation, and with its production, we can reforest the equivalent of almost 4 soccer fields annually. The increase of production during the year will help solve the problem of seasonality. Besides, we aim to increase the community's income by 20% annually through this project. This is possible with a nursery implemented in the community in partnership with Cargill. It benefits women, youth, and children involved in the project, as the case of Leandro, who participates in the project.
Projeto de implantação do viveiro aqui na comunidade da 1700 trouxe diversas mudanças, tanto na área social como da economia e de outras.
But how to make healthy seeds? The second project, recreate the Adubai, a solution that uses açaí seeds to create organic fertilizer rich in iron and essential minerals for development of açaí and other plants. During our research, we did tests in order to identify a standard sample. The production method uses seed mixture with organic bovine residue in its composition process. We analyzed the fertilizing composition lab and identified a production blend of 34% with the use of Adubai in açaí seedlings. Now, we intend to increase the monthly income of the producers by 30% through the production of 1,300 kilograms of fertilizer that will go to market. And the third project is to make the most of the residues to increase the community's income. And that's how coffee was created, a project that uses açaí seed to create a drink very similar to coffee due to its simple production method, with steps of cleaning, roasting, and grinding. Its main benefits are fight against disease such as hypertension, diabetes, and anemia due to the presence of a chemical called tannins. The grain does not have caffeine. Since our research and lab analysis, we carried out that coffee as a promising drink on the market, and that will help increase the community's income by 50% annually. These projects impact a managed producer family with a major problem, the lack of internet access. So to solve and enhance the project in the community, we install an internet tower that led to development the producers through online training. But how to scale the production, make it less expensive for the community, and generate more income in less time? The answer came from our NEWwood to implement an agro-industry in Açaí Quilômetro 1700 community. We won the PPP Ecos public grant of $29,000 to set up coffee and Adubai factories in the community. This, at first, benefits 5 families. With this implementation, producers will be able to increase the production by 300% annually, generating revenues close to $30,000 per year. Our purpose is to empower the communities. Also, we wanted more partnerships such as Cargill, which invested the initial base of the planting. The company Suzano helped in the planning of actions and Imperatriz City Hall in the ecological license. Our purpose is to support the community until the factories are built through train empowers producers like Eucilene.
Eu me chamo Eucilene do Nascimento Alencar, sou presidente da Associação Agroextrativista Familiar Solidária da comunidade 1700. O meu sonho dentro da comunidade é o empoderamento de cada família está realizando o seu local adequado de trabalho. Conquista desses mini projetos que está acontecendo aqui dentro, através dos parceiros que estão ampliando a capacitação de cada família, isso também vem muito a agregar valores na produção de açaí e no mercado da nossa polpa de açaí. A parceria da Agacare Facimp está sendo muito produtiva e bem aceita dentro da comunidade. Desenvolvendo o projeto PPX, que a gente ganhou agora de R$150 mil. E para desenvolver o resíduo que estava jogado na rua, e agora vai ser uma fonte de renda. É a muda, o café, o coffee e o adubaí.
We started the cycle with the honor of representing Brazil here at the Nice World Cup as calling to Brazilian national champions. We reinvented ourselves to generate a positive impact in the communities of Maranhão, where we reached more than 10,000 people. We also contributed to 6 SDGs, focused on sustainability, innovation, and reuse of waste to improve our planet. Our goal is to increase the community's total income by 42% through selling the product implementation of the projects. And now, the community wants to share with you what we've done in their lives.
Eu sou Jadson Chafilima da Silva, sou morador aqui dessa comunidade. Meu grande sonho é ver o progresso chegar de verdade aqui na nossa comunidade. Até então, a gente não tinha nenhuma perspectiva que esse dia do progresso fosse chegar. Mas graças à iniciativa da Handicrafts, eles, através dos projetos, trouxeram investimentos para cá, como a infraestrutura ali na praça, na entrada da nossa localidade, do asfalto, que chegou em alguns lugares, e a gente tem a expectativa que chegue em todos os lugares da nossa comunidade. A tecnologia, através da rede de internet, a gente vivia isolado aqui, e depois que a Handicrafts teve a iniciativa, junto com seus parceiros, colocaram a internet, a gente agora tem a comunicação. Em uma emergência a gente pode chamar socorro, antigamente a gente não tinha isso, e também o incentivo à produção, tanto do café, de açaí, como a produção do próprio açaí. A gente trabalhava num sistema muito amador, mas graças à profissionalização desses jovens que estão trazendo para a nossa comunidade todo o investimento, as parcerias, a gente tem uma perspectiva que no futuro bem breve nossa comunidade estará realizando todos os nossos sonhos.
At Agacare Facimp, we are young entrepreneurs and trusted advisors, united in purpose of a brilliant idea that repowers the world. Through a single seed of açaí, we can impact thousands of lives, because we believe that generating value is what we plan today for the next generations, and dream of growing higher and higher, like the palm trees of açaí that change, inspire, fertilize, and build our new future.
Great.
Congratulations on your project. How do you plan to identify other communities that you can get to implement maybe the same project or similar projects with the açaí seed?
Como é que você pretende expandir o projeto e implementar em outras comunidades similares à do açaí?
O nosso projeto ele tem essa escalabilidade porque nós temos desenvolvido um programa, todo um processo para que ocorra essa implementação.
Our project has developed a process in which we would like to expand and scale this project.
E todo esse processo, ele é passado pela comunidade. Então, a gente vai empoderar essa comunidade e vai levar esses outros projetos para as outras que também quiserem ser empoderadas.
The plan is to empower the community so that they can take over the project so that they can move on in implementing in other communities as well.
And really, a gente mora na Amazônia, então a gente tem diversas outras comunidades que trabalham também com essa questão do açaí. Então a gente quer, primeiramente, passar para essas comunidades que têm esse resíduo do açaí, para a gente depois tentar ver umas outras ideias para passar para essas comunidades que não têm ainda o consumo do açaí.
We live in the Amazon, so a lot of communities have the same and similar problem. So we would like to empower them as well so that they can use the same technology so we can expand much more the project, making sure that we can reduce those residues.
Thank you, Team Brazil. A very good presentation, of course. I just want to check with you as to whether is there no negative impact of your fertilizer that you've developed to the environment in the area?
I'm sorry, the impact on?
On the negative impact from the fertilizer. The fertilizer that you developed, doesn't it have a negative impact on the environment around? Thank you.
Foi feito algum teste do fertilizante para saber se tem um impacto negativo na região e no ambiente?
Sim, foram feitos 3 testes, e os 3 testes nós fizemos em diferentes plantas, como plantas de frutas, plantas hortaliças, as que comem.
They have done research in 3 types of different type of crops, so fruits, the vegetables, and even the açaí. So they've announced the impact, and they have this research done to make sure.
E fizemos testes com outros laboratórios, vários testes também.
So they have done the research in some independent labs, so that they could be proving that the impact is not high to the environment.
Por isso que ele tem uma grande porcentagem de ferro. A gente analisou com o laboratório brasileiro e ele faz bem, aí a gente caracterizou as plantas.
And the advantage is that the fertilizer has a high composition of iron, which is a base of the fruit, so we can use that in the benefit of the crops.
Good morning, Brazil. Welcome to Puerto Rico. First of all, I want to recognize your presentation and all your effort to be here today. We all know that climate change is a real threat in these times. So my question would be, if you can emphasize how would you do to mitigate the impacts that this aggressively growing threat could represent and maintain the profitability of the project?
A mudança climática tem impactado muito o planeta, né? E como é que vocês veem no projeto de vocês o que isso pode beneficiar, né? E saber qual que é o impacto em relação ao projeto dessas mudanças que podem acontecer.
No caso, todos os nossos projetos reutilizam a semente do açaí. São 311 toneladas, e essas 311 toneladas nós estamos reutilizando para gerar produtos que vão beneficiar a comunidade, como a muda que vai reflorestar a região, a gente quer reflorestar maiores regiões desmatadas.
The project is starting with the reuse of waste. So we are trying to reduce somehow the carbon footprint on the waste. And the second is that there is a reforestation project as well that has started, and it's also growing the trees using the seeds.
E o adubo aí, que é o fertilizante, a gente usa para poder fazer essas árvores crescerem, e o coffee, no caso, a gente usa para outro produto, que é para todo mundo beber o coffee.
Okay. They use all the seeds to produce the fertilizer, and the fertilizer makes the crops to grow faster, so reducing the carbon footprint because it's faster. But also the coffee, you have to drink and enjoy it. It's a good thing to have.
Good presentation, Team Brazil. My only question, I don't know if I missed it, where you guys are selling the coffee? You're selling online, you're selling it where?
Onde vocês estão vendendo café?
Se você quiser comprar, assim, tem aqui a amostra.
If you want to buy, they're going to sell this one, the only one that we have.
Mas nós vendemos a comunidade, não nós. A comunidade vende o café de maneira online e nós estamos querendo depois trabalhar com exportação.
The community itself, they are the ones that sell the product. They are trying to sell it online, and they are also planning to do exports of the product.
E de início, a gente está começando com as feiras que acontecem na comunidade Flama 1700. Então, a gente vende os nossos produtos primeiramente na feira. Alguns do pessoal da comunidade que já está com a gente nesse projeto, eles fazem e vendem individualmente, online, da forma que eles acharem melhor, porque a ideia é realmente empoderar a comunidade.
Besides the online selling, they have participated in several fairs, not them, but I mean the community. And the community has the ability to sell the products directly to clients in the region as well.
Thanks for the amazing presentation. I almost had the same question, so I'll try to ask another one. I don't know if I missed it, but at which price are you selling the coffee? Is it much cheaper than real coffee? And what revenues did you generate by selling all these amazing products?
Por qual preço está sendo vendido o café, se tem algum preço que é mais barato do que o café normal, e como que é o lucro gerado pelo café?
No caso, o lucro gerado pelo café são 20%, o que equivale o nosso lucro daqui a 5 anos equivale a 25 salários mínimos no Brasil, e o café está sendo vendido a R$ 21 no Brasil, né, e...
The coffee is being sold by 21 reais in Brazil, and they are doing this process to grow by 20% with the community.
O lucro vai ser em 5 anos, esse.
And the profit, they are planning to arrive in 20% in 5 years. So I think that's the planning that they have to grow the
O que equivale a 21 salários mínimos no Brasil.
And this represents, only to give an idea, 25 minimum wages in Brazil.
Fala para eles que o coffee é muito gostoso. Se eles quiserem, eles podem acessar nosso Insta e provar.
She's saying that the coffee is delicious, so if you want to try, you can go into their Instagram to buy it online.
Fala para eles também que ele não tem cafeína.
Does not have caffeine, so it's good.
Smell.
Good morning, Brazil. Thank you for a great presentation, and welcome to Puerto Rico. My question is regarding your sponsors. I would like to know, how did you integrate all of your sponsors in this project, and was the government, the local government, involved in this? Thank you.
Ele quer saber como é que é o envolvimento dos parceiros, né? Como é que eles participam e contribuem, e também do governo.
Perfeito.
A comunidade, ela tem uma associação de extrativistas. Então, nessa associação, a gente tem uma conversa direta com a comunidade, e aí, com isso, a gente faz os nossos cafés. E aí, nós vamos estar com essa parceria para fazer os nossos treinamentos, por conta da comunidade.
Hello?
Test.
It's working.
You sure?
100%.
Of course, you're gonna rock it. Huh? You're gonna rock it. Microphone is good. Are you allowed to swear? Are you allowed to swear?
Did you plug in the sound?
Change starts with me.
Can you press play?
Audio is not. You wanna help, Luana? What can we do?
Maybe I can help. Okay, go.
What's the deal? Is this the right video? Or we go from there? It should be music.
Yeah, our audio. It's
What? Yeah, I already did. You see this?
yeah, the audio is
You see
on.
this?
It's like, come on. When you do this,
He makes smile. We're gonna do.
Okay, I will leave it.
Passa. I'm trying to read something. Alright, you do it without. Doesn't matter.
Welcome to the Netherlands, a country best known for its charming architecture and diverse population. The Netherlands embodies the quality of diversity through a whopping 200 different nationalities, fueling a cultural exchange that strives to make our country better each day.
This value of cultural diversity has brought innovation and ingenuity to our city, Rotterdam. This value is also what inspired our organization, SMARC, a catering company which was founded on the pillar of inclusivity, which we will proudly represent today.
But first, let's get to some introductions, shall we? My name is Luana, and I'm Brazilian who grew up in Germany and is now living in the Netherlands.
My name is Gene, and I'm an Indian who has lived in 7 countries.
7 countries? That's impressive. I'm Matthijs, and I'm the proud Dutchman.
Thank you, Matthijs. As you all can see, cultural diversity is a theme in our team as well. Our experiences taught us that cultural diversity can fuel creativity, lead to a variety of viewpoints, and as a plus, it can also make for some pretty funny interactions. However, cultural diversity can come with its own set of downsides. It can be an obstacle to inclusivity. In our home country, the Netherlands, welcoming newcomers and the integration of immigrants is sadly a painful and difficult process.
Picture yourself in the following situation. You live in a country where each passing moment could be your last. You take a leap of faith and decide to flee to the Netherlands. After encountering a multitude of hardships throughout your journey, you finally arrive in the Netherlands. But you are now in a foreign country with foreign people who speak a foreign language. You have no family or friends to fall back on.
The Netherlands is experiencing difficulties in successfully acclimating refugees that just had a stressful experience. There's a shortage of shelters, municipalities are unwilling to acclimate newcomers, and the legal process is way too long. As a consequence, refugees have to stay in overcrowded accommodations and their basic needs are not always met. The problems continue in the integration phase. We know the systemic lack of inclusivity. 94% of the refugees fail to find a job after obtaining legal residency in the first 2 years. 94%. On top of that, Dutch inheritance and newcomers live very separate from each other. Almost all newcomers admit that they would love to have more Dutch friends, and a large majority experience feelings of loneliness.
Now, it may seem to you that these problems are not very grand in scale. However, they impact the lives of individuals that together make up our society. At Enactus Netherlands, we recognize that we cannot change entire systems or societies. Our purpose is to therefore contribute to a more inclusive society by empowering individuals, from newcomers to Dutch inhabitants, to change themselves and the people around them. We believe in the power of meaningful social impact, which takes the differences and needs of individuals into account.
Change starts with me. Verandering begint bij mij.
Il cambiamento inizia da me.
Change starts with me. Змінення починається з мене.
Change starts with us.
There's nowhere where this focus on inclusivity and respect for differences is as present as in our catering company SMAC. SMAC is a catering company based in Rotterdam which exclusively employs people with a migration background who have no access to the job market. At SMAC, we empower socially isolated refugees. It all started in a primary school in Sudan, where mothers who migrated to the Netherlands started cooking together in hope of having a better life. Little did they know that they stumbled upon an unconventional yet inclusive mode of business. I hear you wondering right now, what does SMAC do? How does it all work? Before we go into that, we would like to introduce you our most valuable assets, our cooks and drivers. More specifically, we would like to introduce your beloved head chef, Dina.
Ik ben Dina Eskelian, ik kwam uit Syrië, Aleppo, 2014. En ik ben chefkok bij SMAC. Ben ik ongeveer meer dan 6 jaar in SMAC. Met veel goede mensen, denk ik.
Heb je het idee dat mensen je eten waarderen en dat klanten je eten?
Ja, dat is altijd goede complimenten ik krijg. Altijd.
Tina and her team really saw our hearts this year. Their kindness, their talents, their inspirational stories from their home country, and their jokes enlightened our lives. Yet, their stories were also very heartbreaking at times. Do you remember how he asked you to imagine yourself fleeing your home country and come to the Netherlands? Well, this is reality for our cooks. Instead of me talking about the difficulties of our team, I would like to hear it from the co-founders Sarah and Iver, who are already part of SMAC for several years now.
Anders en heel persoonlijk, maar wij zijn zeker mensen tegengekomen die even waren vergeten dat ze er zijn. En dat heeft natuurlijk te maken met hun referentie, met alles wat ze hebben meegemaakt voordat ze naar Nederland kwamen. En ook alle moeilijke stappen die ze weer moesten nemen.
Het is heel zwaar, want ik ben verantwoordelijk voor mijn gezin. Ik heb iedereen hier gebracht, dus ik moet het gewoon netjes kunnen opbouwen. Mensen gezien, ouders, moeders, met name moeders die vergeten zijn in de maatschappij, die niet gezien. Die worden niet gezien en ze zijn het gewend ook. Het hoort bij.
In line with the statistics that we presented before, our cooks experience feelings of loneliness, were burdened by a lack of access to job opportunities, and often had to face high levels of bureaucracy before gaining access to social support schemes. To us, however, our cooks are much, much more than just a statistic. SMAC's main goal is to assist with the acclimation of these individuals into Dutch society. Our social impact strategy is based on 2 fundamental pillars: employment and social engagement. We provide our cooks with a job opportunity so that they can gain access to the Dutch labor market. In addition to this, we host various internal community events for our cooks and their families to help tackle social isolation. From cooking for the newcomers to a barbecue with the entire SMAC family, these events were magical and enabled the development of friendships that we will cherish for the remainder of our lives. Through all of these efforts, SMAC strives to address SDGs 8 and 10, That is to reduce social and economic inequalities while contributing to decent work and economic growth.
Wat wij hebben gehoord, eigenlijk en ik van vrijwilligers, smaak wordt een familie.
Zoals Sarah heeft gezegd, dat is een kleine familiegroep. En ik voel mezelf meer zelftaal.
We worden bewust van hun kunde en kunnen ook. Het hoeft niet, kijk, ook, we hebben het gezien, het hoeft niet in de horeca te zijn. Maar ik kan wel optreden naar buiten, want ik kan het.
To be able to assist as many of these unique individuals as possible, a profitable and scalable business model is crucial. As identified by our founders, some newcomers have an extraordinary talent, cooking authentic meals from the country of origin. Empowering refugees through catering is our motto at SMAC. Our dual mission is to deliver value for customers while creating values for refugees. We provide quality food and excellent service, ensuring everything from transportation to assistance doing orders. We have a consistent track record of satisfied customers who often reach out for repeated orders, and we establish strong partnerships with our university and other businesses.
So why does this business model work? Because it serves a gap in the market. Let's talk business, shall we? In an analysis that we conducted of the biggest catering companies in Rotterdam, we found out that the large majority offers Western or Asian cuisine. None of them offers Middle Eastern cuisine. This gap in the market is exemplified by the fact that just one of them is supporting a pressing social cause. Furthermore, there's a significant price gap between us and our competitors. We offer our service between 8 and 13 euros per person. Our competitors offer their service between 13 and 19 euros per person. How is that possible? Because we have a unique cost structure which minimizes overhead. We're part of the social cooperative Flowers and Sours, which provides us with equipment and a kitchen, and we only rent it when orders come in. In that way, we can undercut competitors despite of the budget constraints of being a relatively small catering company. So to summarize, we can outperform competitors because we sell affordable food, we sell a unique cuisine within our environment, and we support a pressing social cause.
Now that you understand the recipe for our success, let's talk about the most fulfilling aspect of our venture, impact. In this academic year, we broke a record and reached 12,600 euros in revenues, of which we paid out 4,800 to our cooks and drivers. But not only do we provide refugees with a job opportunity, but we also believe in the power of spreading awareness about the refugee crisis. This is why we catered at numerous student events and positively impacted their opinions on newcomers. But now let's look into the future. Extrapolating our revenue numbers from the last months, we believe that SMAC is on the pace of achieving 50,000 in revenue in the next 2 years, which would increase our compensation paid out to refugees, our cooks and drivers, to up to 19,000 euros.
Now, this probably sounds like an optimistic estimate, right? Well, we strongly believe that this number is well within our reach on the basis of historic levels of customer demand and satisfaction. All we require is an increase in our marketing efforts to establish more partnerships and further refinement of our preparation and delivery processes. Outside of the domain of financials, SMAC also strives to increase our social impact. We are currently in the process of setting up training classes to provide our cooks with vocational skills and other language courses to help assist them in their search for a job that better suits their skill sets. In addition to this, we aim to grow to a point where we can provide our cooks with a permanent employment contract.
Everything that we accomplished in just 1 year after the pandemic showed us that SMAC is an incredibly bright future ahead. Our plans are just getting started.
Food is our passion and integration is our cause.
Impacting the life of individuals to create systemic change. We are Enactus Netherlands.
Thank you, Netherlands, for this excellent presentation. And thank you definitely for the noble cause to help refugees in Netherlands. My question is, how are you going to scale the business?
Yeah, that's a good question. So our main goal currently is to exit Enactus. We still operate under the legal status of a stichting in the Netherlands, meaning that it directly translates to a foundation or a non-profit. So currently we lack the cash flows to provide our cooks with a permanent job contract. And as far as scalability goes, in the next 2 years, we expect our revenue to increase to 50,000. And we say this because in the last academic year, we were only in operation for 4 months. And within these 4 months, we achieved 12K. So if you multiply that by 3, so 12 months, that's already 36,000. And we hope to establish additional partnerships with student organizations, potentially tapping into the B2B sector. And through this, have more stability in our cash flows. And that will be how we scale up. And through this, provide our cooks with permanent job contracts.
Thank you.
Great presentation, Netherlands. I have 2 questions. The first one is, you were saying that the prices, you guys compete with your competitors because your prices are going down. What about, you were saying about the supply, about the cars, you rent the cars, basically? Can you explain me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so thank you for the question, first of all. So we don't rent the cars. Like we said, we exclusively employ people with a migration background. So our drivers are also refugees, and the drivers own their own car and they drive for us when orders come in. So arrange that, and everything stays within the refugee community.
And if I can chime in on this, so Matthijs explained in the presentation that we're part of a social cooperative known as Flowers and Sours. And part of this arrangement that we have with them is that we only rent out our kitchen utensils and the facilities, like the kitchen itself, when an order comes in. So during off hours or when we're not in operations, we don't have overheads that pile up. So that's how we minimize our costs.
And then have you ever had the problem that when you got an order, the kitchen's already rented?
Yeah, it happened just a few times over the whole year, but it almost never happened because we have good arrangements with the provider. Furthermore, we try to plan in everything as soon as possible, but we're actually quite flexible. What we noticed last year, even 3 days in advance of an order, we could arrange everything and just make everything work for the order perfectly.
I'm just worried about that supply chain.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of our biggest concerns as well, but this goes with our future ambitions. With more stability in cash flows, we hope to get a permanent place for us, like our own little kitchen. But yeah, no, great question.
And as we're part of the social cooperative Flowers and Sours, we're very close with them and they very much engage with our social goal as well. So we try, like, they want to make it work as well. So we always talking with them in discussion how we can adopt. If we're going to grow, we can like choose regular days in the week, and then we only do orders on these days, and we'll make it work together.
Well done with your presentation. Have you thought of developing this into a franchise that can be scaled to other countries as well as cater for refugees with those countries?
Thank you for your question. So what we see with SMAC is that the entire essence of SMAC, of giving people a second chance or showed from the world that they can't do it, is an entirely scalable project. Even we see recently with the Ukraine crisis and refugees, how much this is a global pressing issue. So the entire concept of SMAC is very transportable to different environments who also face a similar issue, sadly, in a global scale.
Good morning, Netherlands. Congratulations on a great presentation and a beautiful project. My questions is regarding the supply chain as well. We've seen over the past 2 years the cost of goods go off the roof. Okay, so how do you work hand in hand with suppliers to maintain good profitability on the food, on the side of the food?
Yeah, I think the first thing that's worth mentioning here is that currently we source our raw materials from supermarkets. And despite this, we are able to undercut competitors. So Matthijs explained that we price our products from anywhere from 8 to 13 euros, competitors from 13 to 19 euros.
I am sorry, you have expired. Judges, please help me. Thank you. The delegation of Handicrafts Netherlands.
Ladies and gentlemen, from coasts that face the Atlantic and the Mediterranean Sea to the sand fringes of the Sahara Desert, Morocco is the blend of different cultures and landscapes worthy of the Arabian Nights. Throughout history, this kingdom was known for its vibrant colors, great architecture, and sophisticated ideas that changed this part of Africa forever. It is also the land of the argania tree, a symbol of Earth's resistance to the bone-dry weather, and the argan oil, one of the rarest oils in the world. The industry that produces this oil is so grand. It employs 7.8% of the entire Moroccan population and exploitates 21 million argania trees.
Yet, away from the fairy tales, most Moroccan women who work in the production of the argan oil make small to no profit. According to the UNIDO, they earn roughly $4 for a day's work, which is equivalent in a month to less than half $270, the monthly minimum wage in Morocco.
This is Mama, a rural widow living in the region of Agadir city, who has been working with Africa Cooperative for 10 years. She is the sole provider of her 4 children, who don't often go to school, so as to help their mother make ends meet. In fact, illiteracy, unemployment, poverty, and dropping out of school are but a small example for the issues that the rural areas in Morocco suffer from. Mama starts her day off by collecting alongside her fellow co-workers the agri fruit. Then she would crack the shells using a polished stone to extract the nuts.
منعمات ببرنامج الجميع بتنزيز الطلب أكبر من يرغب جنة كل من هو في الزبدة أكثر في الزبدة إذا يستوحش صدره مسكينة ميت أعمل زبدة صدره لنفسه استبسعوني الحمد لله من تجربة وصلت.
The result is a finished product sold for a much higher price, leaving little room for the locals to capitalize on the upstream of the value chain. Thus, a large share of the profit goes to international corporations and brands.
أقامت في الغابات أقامت في إسرائيل التشكيل ليس الإقامة بس ارتفعت الحلوش العبار يعني قامت في ما تفخر لما أتلت بندية باش تفخر بالجمتاء الدستورية.
Mama's story is a touching one because it shows how a woman's beauty comes at the price of another woman's sweat and tears.
Agacare was born as an organic argan soap that will enable rural women to move up the whole value chain and reap more profit for their hard labor. And because we also care greatly about recycling organic waste, we decided to give a new life to the residue of argan oil, estimated at 97% of the production of the oil, and make it the key component of our soap. Recent studies have shown that the residue of argan oil is concentrated in chemicals called saponins, highly demanded in the cosmetic field, for hydrating acne-prone skin and hair.
We decided to start our research by looking for ways to extract the oil from the residue. After the extraction, we move on to separation and saponification processes to finally get the desired soap. Throughout the production, we made sure to be environmentally responsible by using every waste lost from each process multiple times. We also made sure that our product is sustainable, ecological, and skin customized, which helps by get accredited by the Ordering Lab based in Casablanca.
Following the positive feedback we received from our soap testers, Agacare participated in the hackathon EU Africa The Journey, where it won the vulnerable population category. This participation allowed us to fully grasp the potential of our project in helping women achieve financial autonomy. After setting the price at $7 per unit, we made sure that Agacare is competitive and listen to a large number of clients.
The next step was to go back to our women and see how we can immerse them fully in the supply chain of Agacare. We started our journey with a visit to more than 5 Argonaut cooperatives where we met 35 women who agreed to represent the workforce of Agacare. We initiated them on the production through a solid training where they learned an optimized version of the Agacare's technical method.
To reinforce the Made in Morocco label of our product, we started commercializing the Agacare soap in local boutiques and through the networks of our partners. Our first introduction to retail helped us realize that our product has a big potential in hypermarkets under the cosmetic section. Following our multi-level marketing strategy, our Instagram store secured a solid B2C clientele. Consequently, our market size increased, englobing worldwide consumers of organic products, which helped put Agacare in a market share of 3.5%.
Our main goal is to shorten the process of industrialization and help introduce our female beneficiaries as direct competitors. The price of the Agacare soap includes $1 for labor, $1 for raw materials, $1 for transportation, and 50 cents for retailers, thus making the revenue margin of 50% per batch. We generated in the end a turnover of more than $281,000 and impacted 500 beneficiaries who increased their income by 60%.
In the next months to come, we plan to make of Agacare a whole taker in the African cosmetic market. In fact, the Moroccan cosmetic trade is the third one in South Africa, with an estimated $1.33 million and $1.35 million in the Mauritanian market. By 2025, we plan to generate a total turnover of $1.5 million and recycle 50 tons of waste. The potential this market holds will ensure Agacare as a staple brand for Africa.
Agacare is the result of our ambitious dreams of opening up new financial doors to new women, valorizing the waste of argan oil and reviving the argan tree.
The relationship between Argania Espinosa and women living in the region where the tree thrive is unique. For centuries and from the Greek goddess Gaia to Mother Nature, women and earth were linked together through the act of giving birth. And just like the resemblance, they were both deemed inferior and unworthy of respect.
Today, one of the major menaces our Mother Nature suffers from is deforestation, which threatens 2 billion people who rely on forests for food and shelter. Deforestation is also a significant contributor to climate change and destroys the habitat of 80% of the plants and animals that live on land. One of the biggest drivers of deforestation is cutting down trees for logging production, which provides the world with wood used in countless products and furniture. So what if we found an alternative to wood that would be equally organic and practical to take the pressure off our forests?
After a series of experiments, we found out that walnut shells can produce a high-quality material equal to wood through an innovative technique that is to be in patent. We call this material newwood, hoping that it will minimize the 15 billion trees lost to deforestation, as well as exploited over 7 million tons of nuts and almonds produced each year.
As engineering students, we combined our knowledge in different fields and the support of our PhD teacher in our school in elaborating newwood's production chain. We opted to use the shells with an organic binder and to put them under mechanical and thermal treatment to have our final product. The result we obtained after testing is a sustainable, natural biocomposite that is also solid, termite resistant, moisture resistant, and weed proof, which makes newwood an excellent substitute for wood.
Our first commercialized product were 10 coasters that we sent to a cafe. We also received an order of 1,200 newwood boxes that will be used as packaging for Shamsul lighting products intended for footballers at the World Cup in Qatar.
Our prospecting outings to different villages in Morocco made us realize that we can include rural villages in the production chain and the commercialization of our products through a 20 hours training. The organic shells used as raw material are collected from local rural families. And since Morocco is known for its artisanal heritage, we included its cultural touch in our goods, making artisans a part of newwood.
The cost price of a coaster is $12 per set of 5 units, and that of a box is $20 per unit. The price includes the charges of the raw materials, the production, the design, the artisanal decoration, and the transport. We were able to impact 16 families that provided us with the shells, 2 designers, as well as 57 general workers. Over the course of our implementation, we were able to sell 1,350 products, generating an income of $166,600 and a monthly wage of $210 for each beneficiary.
While we were developing the newwood artisanal line, we participated in the Total Energy competition where we were crowned winners and the New Founders Incubation Program. This was an opportunity to enlarge newwood beyond small products and turn it into an outsourcing industrial brand that provides large ready panels made out of nutshells.
Our ambition pushed us to broaden our vision and expand beyond Morocco to Nigeria, a country with an estimated 68,000 tons of waste in almond shells. We started our expansion by contacting Ibrahim Emusa, an environmental engineer who emphasized the need of an innovative solution, opening up doors for people in the wood industry. By 2027, newwood will take its place in the market as a big-scale production line with an estimated turnover of $700 million. Ladies and gentlemen, we seek the continuity of social entrepreneurship through projects led by young, ambitious people who inspire change and stimulate social progress.
We, Enactus Muhammadiyya School of Engineers, are a group of 63 engineering students and enactors who dedicated 53,550 hours of work on 4 projects that help shape the stories of countless people.
We succeeded in collaborating with 23 associations and cooperatives, 10 workshops, and 11 partners, accomplishing 13 sustainable development goals. We were able to produce and sell 49,803 items, impacting the life of 18,306 people, recycling 128 tons of organic waste,
and subsequently generating a total revenue of $575,806. The numbers presented can neither reflect the gratitude of our beneficiaries nor represent our pride in being the leaders of tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, for all of us and for generations to come, we invite you and our partners to believe in young people like us to be the bearers of change.
Wow, impressive. You have 2 really amazing companies that you found. What I'm interested in, who's owning these companies legally? Are they Enactus students owning share in them, or who's the owner of them?
In fact, for the companies, we're in the process of creating ones. And since we're trying to leave our companies to be sustainable, we're looking for investors who are actually also interested in our companies to keep the production. And also we're looking to have an investment from our local production, because Morocco is really interested in recycling the waste that we are really known of. And we're looking for partnership with them to ensure that our company, even if we leave as students, it's going to be still going to be sustainable.
But right now you own it.
Yes. We're now operating, as students, we're operating with the hubs and with the partners we actually had the partnerships with. We're now operating on the projects for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you thought of expanding these companies beyond Enactus?
Oh yes, of course. Our companies is not just just for a lapse of time. We're actually, as I've said before, we're actually expanding our production to numerous countries to have numerous partnerships. And as I've said before, we're looking to encourage our local production by partnering up with big
projects in our country to keep always the local essence of our projects. Thank you for the question.
Hi, excellent projects. Have you thought of expanding like in e-commerce with the first project, the soap?
Yes, of course. E-commerce is a very, very important part of our business model. We're actually looking, we started by Instagram first, to like ensure solid B2C clientele, and also to have tests for our clients because it's a cosmetic product. And after we ensure that it is certified and accredited by a lab, we actually want to put it in Etsy or Shopify or also in our local e-commerce site, which is Jumia. We're in the midst of talking to them now.
Thank you for the question.
We have another online question.
Yes, of course.
Could this product be sold worldwide? Have you planned to do it?
I'm sorry, but which product? Is it the first one or both or the second one?
Both.
Both. Yes, of course. Like worldwide expansion is very necessary because we can't limit our market to just local. So first for Agacare, it's a really a cosmetic product because cosmetic products made out of argan are really, really expensive and they're also in the luxury department of products. So if we find other companies like L'Oreal, Unilever, they put a lot of investments in argan. So we're trying to introduce our female beneficiaries as direct competitors, not just people who give their technical aspect to these people, but just like to have their financial autonomy in the market and to also ensure Morocco as a staple and a stakeholder in the like worldwide market. For newwood, it is also a project that can be expanded internationally because wood is something that is really fundamental. So we're trying to expand by using newwood as a substitute for wood because it is like less pricey. And for our testing, we ensured that it has the same functions as wood and maybe even better.
Thank you, Morocco, for this excellent presentation. My main question is, are you hedging yourself against the wood price in the seed in Argan? I mean, the local buyer, they might increase the price from the women and they will take the crop out of your hands, so the whole project will fall apart.
Yes. Just to re-explain our project is that we have innovation in our technical aspect. Our technical aspect is one of a kind because our researches are only based on 2022.
I'm sorry if I don't get it. I might get it wrong, but the main motivator or the main driver to the project is price.
No, sorry.
Good afternoon, respected jury, participants, and guests. We are representatives of the team of Fujian State University named after academician Valejon Gafurov.
Our university was established in 1932 and was called at the beginning by the Higher Pedagogical Institute. In 1991, it was awarded the title of university, and today the university bears the name of academician Valejon Gafurov. Fujian State University intends to become a global university, developing bilateral relations with advanced world universities.
For over 17 years, our team has been an active member of Enactus. Over 17 years of participation in national competitions, our team has presented more than 60 projects. During the period, our team Enactus is effectively working to improve the quality of life of the population. Our team participated 2007 at the World Cup in Europe, USA.
2010 in Malaysia.
2012 at the World Cup Washington.
2014, our team members participated in the International School of Leaders Enactus in the city of Tomsk.
2018 at the International School of Leaders Enactus in Kazakhstan.
For the 21-2022 academic year, Enactus students implemented 2 projects.
The first project that we present today is the project TTH, Tajik Traditional House.
We all know that since 2019, the lives of the inhabitants of the planet have become harder due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to the pandemic, people have lost their jobs. Millions couldn't send money to their families for a long time. Remittances decreased markedly. Even after the pandemic, people were unable to recover from their jobs. Many were left without work. In 2019, the leader of the nation, the founder of peace and national unity, the president of the Republic of Tajikistan, respected Emmanuel Rahman, declared 2019-2021 years of the development of race, tourism and folk crafts. By his decree, all those involved in these fields were exempt from taxes. After the release of his decree, people began to pay more attention to tourists, and according to statistics, the flow of tourists has increased in recent years.
We have studied the needs, capabilities, and abilities of our 98 beneficiaries, and based on this, we also view our project, TTH, Tajik Traditional House. We team and actors visiting the cities of Fujian, Tashkent, Istanbul, Pakistan, and we conducted a survey with local residents. With the help of our students living in these regions, we were able to conduct weekly monitoring. Our project has 3 directions. All 3 areas of our project come from one single goal. The mission of our team is to develop entrepreneurial actions. The first direction of the project is the TV show Sayat. Our idea is that using the travel transmission Sayat to show the beautiful tourist places of Tajikistan, as well as to help those people who have secondary and higher education but are not provided with jobs, live in distant areas in the vicinity of historical places and beautiful nature.
We proposed our idea to the Served Radio and Television Authority and the Regional Tourism Department. After the agreement, they presented our idea with the help of their employees. We received financial support and methodological assistance. With this transfer, we reached more than 1 million people. It's broadcast on the regional channel, on social networks, and on the YouTube platform. Our travel transmission has been going on for more than 2 years.
The second direction is the project TTS. The unfairness of our project lies in the fact that with the help of foreign in the international tourism, this increases the financial situation of local residents. Our beneficiaries provided tourists with the opportunity to rent a room or accommodation for 80 money for 1 month, providing guides for cities and money for club presentation and demonstration of the manufacture of folk and products. All of these places in the half-car are attached and Kulu Canal complex, which are located in the weekend. Iskamarkot and Alamoddin Lake, which is located in Amin, Oktangi or Okulu Lake, which is located in Pakistan. All the places are located in the Fan Mountains, and an altitude of more than 2,050 meters is the unique mountain area. Thanks to our ideas, the beneficiaries were able to generally use their skills and opportunities and make money on it. terribly improving the economic situation of their family.
This is an innovative approach that will give impetus to new business ideas among local residents. In particular, and in conjunction with women in economic cycle, this is a kind of method of obtaining an additional source or income through the rural or tradition and handcrafts. In order to attract even more tourists, our team, and actors represents the third direction of our project travel agency, Marvel Leisure Travel. Thanks to your idea to open the branch of the Uzbek travel agency, our residents of the two countries can afford to travel to Tajikistan and Uzbekistan at affordable prices. In just 6 months, our team covered 98 benefices from 5 regions. 45 of our beneficiaries were employed and received additional income in 1046.70 somoni per month.
Project New Life. The second project that we present is the Project New Life. After the President declared 2019-2021 the years of the development of the rural tourism and folk crafts in our country, this area began to develop rapidly. Folk crafts are that broad profit of the population in different parts of our homeland. By presidential decree, all those were exempted from taxes, including many artisans received grants from the government of our country to develop their sphere of activity. Our team and actors conducted a survey amongst the population, studying the needs, opportunities and social status of the beneficiaries and analyzing the sales market. Proposes the following project. New Life. The New Life project is a map of all things in manufacture of the new design project. We covered 520 beneficiaries.
This project enables our population, mainly immigrant families, people without higher education, large families to learn in a short time the manufacture of handicrafts from used fabrics and other materials. As a result, they will be able to save a certain amount of the family budget and spend it on other needs. One of the advantages of his project is that from processed materials people will be able to create exclusive goods, sell them, and make a profit. Our goal, creating new jobs, fulfilling the President's order by conducting business training seminars and opening short-term training courses at the Go Technology Park, Academic Bajanga Forest, increase the number of types of seminars product made manually.
After analyzing and studying the opportunities and skill of the beneficiaries to implement our idea, we turned to a technology park at our university. The technology park at Hujan State University is a connection between sciences and industry, the introduction of innovation and science. With the support of the technology park and students of the Faculty of Fine Arts, we were able to realize our idea. At the technology park, this year short-term sewing, embroidery, and folk crafts of our everyone were opened. 32 people successfully completed these courses. Our team conducted a business training with them, showed how to open, conduct, and expand their business. In just 2 weeks, students were able to completely update their skills. As a result of alteration from old clothes, they were able to sew 224 handbags, 224 wallets, 56 laptop specs, 56 patchwork tablecloths, 28 pillows, and also from rusty pillows beams. And as a result of things were given a new life, and even the remains of the fabric were also used. We also visited the city districts and conducted training courses with 150 local residents. The 14 beneficiaries who created these things learned business plans. With the help of new skills, they were able to sell their goods on the market and receive additional income in 567 somoni per month. They have a stable income-generating job. We also noticed that besides tissue and the waste, there are many other things that can be remade processed. Our team inducted trained 80 of our beneficiaries in business planning. We made lamps, phones, painting from ice cream glasses, leftovers, treats, and paper. In just a month, they manufactured 3,060 different products, 72 lamps, 288 paintings of various sizes, and sold them for 37,000 money. It should be noted that our beneficiaries and engaged in their business in their free time for their main goal. Our beneficiaries themselves care in their blending products, they use them and sell them on the market. With our help, they wanted to study the market, supply and demand, determine a needs for society in the market that is the effort they purchase these products so that all products manufactured by our beneficiaries are sold.
For 9 months, our beneficiaries produced a total of 8,280 goods and sold them for 225,720 thus, we covered 500 people with these projects, 65 of which were able to find a job and have a stable income. Currently, another 300 beneficiaries are taking training courses. 5 of our beneficiaries have opened their own business, learned how to properly spend their income and to do business, expand their business and produce something, which is currently is doing. They now employ 33 employees and receive a stable salary, and also our beneficiaries who are engaged in sewing through a school uniform.
In the end, we want to note that the new two implemented project we were able to provide jobs for 77 families of the Sud region and on average increases their financial situation by 25-35%. Now we want to raise the standard of living to even more residents of our country in cooperation with you. Good afternoon. Raise the standard of living to even more residents of our country in cooperation with you. Good afternoon.
Sí, ellos tienen.
Raise the standard of living to even more residents of our country in cooperation with you.
Hi, thank you first of all for your amazing presentation. Can you please repeat the revenue that you generated? Hi, thank you first of all for your amazing presentation. Can you please repeat the revenue that you generated? Hi, thank you first of all for your amazing presentation. The revenue that you generated.
Is any question, judges? Judges, please help me thank you, the delegation of Enactus Strategic